I'm Pac. Welcome back. This is The Attack. Okay, from the forums, Fallen69. The rough figures I've seen show that Microsoft sold over 76 million Xbox 360s, only around 24 million Kinect units. That means 52 million 360 fans have no need or interest in their games being better with Kinect. Why are Microsoft so keen on Kinect with the new Xbox One when it seems obvious that gamers aren't that taken with the technology? I think that's a really good question. The answer is, if Kinect were free, I don't think you'd be asking the question. So that's the problem. Your math's perfect. There are 50 million people who didn't buy Kinect and don't understand why they want to buy Kinect. Yet, of those 50 million, they're probably all considering an Xbox One and they don't understand why they have to pay $100 more to get Kinect. And that's exactly how they look at it. It's $100 more and it comes with Kinect. Why doesn't it come without Kinect and I can pay $100 less? Microsoft really blew this one. And I don't mean blew it including Kinect in the box. I mean blew it by charging $100 more. Had they said $399, same price as Sony, you would have said, wow, Kinect is free, what the hell, I'll take it. So really, I think your question should have been, how can Microsoft believe it can justify a $100 higher price point when 2 out of 3 Xbox owners probably don't want it? And I think that's exactly the right question. The answer to that question is they can't justify it unless they give you $100 worth of value. And if you think Kinect is a paperweight, then, or a doorstop, then you're not going to want to pay the $100, and they better show you all the other things you get for that $100. That value proposition is going to be tough to demonstrate. I believe they will solve it by including something in the box. We'll see. If they don't do that, they better really do a hard sell on why Skype and Instant On and recognizing you when you walk in the room really matter. They are really cool features, by the way, but I don't know that people are going to be willing to part with $100 for them. But they are cool features. Vanilla Heist. Vanilla Heist. That's actually not a bad one. Do you think, you mean me, right? Do you think that Don Matrick leaving Microsoft was strictly based on the promotion to CEO of Zynga? Question mark. Then he starts a sentence with or. I think that required a semicolon. Or do you believe that there might have been some backlash after E3 that Microsoft might be putting on him that caused him to get out quickly? Look, Don got a $50 million pay package, and it wasn't like Steve Ballmer gave Don a call and said, hey Don, you screwed up at E3, and then the next week Mark Pincus goes, 50 million bucks, come work here. That deal was in the works for months. That is the kind of deal lawyers stretch that thing out. They vetted every last little term. Don has been talking to them, or had been talking to them, for months. So no, I don't think anything about E3 caused him to get out quickly. I think that the truth of the matter is that Don had to weigh the opportunity at Zynga against the opportunity at EA, and just take my word for it, EA was an opportunity for him as well, against the opportunity of staying at Microsoft. The job that they gave to Julie Larson-Green, who is the woman who took over all the hardware stuff at Microsoft, so she has Surface and Windows 8 Phone and Xbox division, that was the job Don was getting. And I think Don viewed that job as kind of out of the mainstream at Microsoft. I mean, I think he was perfectly fine running the Xbox division, but if he was going to move up, I think he wanted some enterprise, responsibility, or some software, office productivity responsibility, and he didn't get it. And I think Microsoft is going to, in the future, be run by the guy who runs the core business. I don't even know which one that is. But the guy who runs Office and Windows and all the stuff that makes big money. And I think Don realized that this next job at Microsoft he was getting offered would be his last job at Microsoft. So I think he decided he'd rather be a CEO someplace. And we'll see if he made the right decision going to Zynga. I did speak to him, and I have to say, the guy, he's a very smart guy. He's a bit of a masochist. You might have to look that word up, or maybe Kyle will put the definition on the screen. Because Zynga is a hard company to fix. There's a lot of things that they're doing wrong, And I think that one of the things is that the social game market is just not growing, and they have to get into the mobile market, and they really have never done much in mobile. I mean, Words with Friends, draw something and draw something's dead. So they have to compete with a lot of mid-core product, a lot of puzzle game product that they really haven't been great at, developing on their own. They bought Words with Friends and they bought Draw Something. So that's a challenge. He's got to get the staff right. I think it's going to be tough, and he's got to work with a guy who controls over 70% of the stock in Mark Pincus. So I think he's going to have a tough time turning that company around, but he's a capable guy, and I think he's determined to do it. And they're paying him so much that I think they might actually give him enough rope to let him do it. Had he gone to EA, I think that company is actually in quite good shape. I think they've kind of turned that ship around. They seem to have streamlined their operations. Their game quality, we hope, is getting better. It seems like it's getting better, except for Medal of Honor and NBA last year. So I think he would have probably done really well at EA, but I don't think he viewed that as big a challenge. So no, I don't think he was forced out of Microsoft. Yes, I think he had the Zynga job well underway before E3, and I think possibly what was offered to him at Microsoft wasn't big enough to keep him there, but he wouldn't have been offered a bigger job at Microsoft if they were mad at him. They weren't mad at him. I don't even think Steve Ballmer realizes that that Microsoft missed at E3. I think he probably thinks they had a stunning show, and that's, if you think about it, they recovered the Wednesday after E3, so they were on everybody's shit list for exactly a week, and then everybody loves them again. That's not, you don't get fired for that. If you win back the trust of your constituents, nobody fires you. Got a question from the Ask Pack forum from Yetano, her user. That means yet another user. Okay, I didn't read it right. Now I see it. Yetano, or yet another. Yetano, her user is how it read, but it's yet another user. I didn't get that. Yet another user. Wow. You guys watching Breaking Bad? Whenever I hear the word user now, I think a guy who uses the blue crystal. Hi, Mr. Pachter. Love the show. And yet another user. I love you. A lot of guesswork is probably involved with this question. And by the way, I don't guess at anything. I know the answer to every question. How much money is Valve making off Steam summer sales? Okay, I can give you this number precisely. A shitload. I have no idea. You want me to guess? I don't know. $4. Somewhere between $4 and $400 million. I don't know. I think Steam does about $700 million bucks a year in sales. Maybe that number's creeping up to $800, $900 million. So if you kind of think through Steam summer sales, they last about, 60 days. That's the slow time, which is why they put stuff on sale. So there's no way that it's 1/6 of their $700 or $800 million bucks. It's probably less than that. The average price on a sale is lower than the average price of a normal game throughout the year. So probably $100 million bucks, maybe, and it's probably less, 60, 70. But I don't know, a lot. It's more money than you can count. Yet another user, or Yetano, her user. All right, fellow babies, thanks for joining us this week. If you have a question, you can direct them to the link below. And if you would like to address them to me on Twitter, I'm at Michael Pachter. You have to copy at GameTrailers, and you have to add the hashtag AskPack, that's P-A-C-H if you spell my name right. If you do send a Twitter request to me directly and you follow me, I'm happy to send you a direct message and I'll answer you directly. John Finger. What if I gave the finger? Could he airbrush the finger out? Okay, that's good. Okay. If you'd like to follow more of our stuff on GameTrailers, we have links to YouTube on the side of the screen. I'm not sure which side, but one of those sides. Maybe that side. Just a guess. I had to think about it. I can't remember where they are, right or left.
Oh, you nailed it. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to think about the picture.